to make it possible for folks to join us on meetings like this. A few more folks that are popping in right now, so that's always a good thing too.
Hi, this is Patrice Jones. Dr. Diane Chapman invited me to come in.
Okay, very good, very good. Happy that this Dr. Chapman extended that invitation to you. Very nice, very nice. Okay, and Dolores has made it, and Rob Martin has made it as well. Okay, so as you probably noticed when you joined the meeting, or you've gotten a notice already, that the meeting is being recorded. And the main reason for our recording these meetings is it's a good way for us to look back and see things that we may or may not have been aware of before. It's also a way for us to be able to capture, sometimes very precious moments where things happen very spontaneously, where an individual may share a story, and then we can turn around and just share that information with somebody else. It's a great way for us to do that. And this Zoom platform has made it possible for us to be able to blend meetings and interject something that came from yesterday's meeting over to today. And Jeff has even brought in points that came in from a meeting at noon earlier, and then we see it later in the evening. So this electronics has really made this possible for us. So we really appreciate that. But today is Thursday, and it's July the 21st, 2022. And it's a little bit after 6 o'clock right now. My name is Jonathan Jones. And I'm privileged to be the host and moderator, and Jeff Ashby is the co-host. Jeff is going to show us a very interesting testimonial. The products that we often talk about here are Engage Global products, Micro Daily, Collagen Daily, Eye Boost, Brain Boost. If you haven't heard about those, you're going to hear a very special presentation this evening. You're going to hear some of the origins of it, how it started, why we think these products are so special. And you're going to hear from the gentleman who shared it with me. So Jeff is going to go ahead and share a testimonial with us first, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the product. So please, Jeff, you've got the floor.
Awesome. Hey, before I do that, Jonathan, I feel like legally we need to protect ourselves. And so I'm going to pull this disclaimer up onto the screen. I'm just going to read it for everybody so that, once again, we are legally protected. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Engage Global does not claim that our products diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any disease or injury. Engage Global's products do, however, address our deficiencies and provide our bodies with the nutrition that we are lacking. So as we get underway this evening, Jonathan had reached out to me and says, hey, do you have anything that could help an individual out who is doing dialysis? Now, we're not, once again, not making any medical claims. We're just talking about supporting the body with micronutrition that is going to help alleviate some deficiencies that exist in the body. This was a while back, and I apologize. I was sitting across the room from this lady that started talking about not only her children, but her dad. But it's a little tough to hear. I will increase the volume as much as I can, but let's start out that way, and then we'll get into more the Micro Daily product line and the history and origins behind it. So let me go ahead and play this for you.
I'm a beezer. That's the same. If you want to know what that is, we'll let you know later on. But I have 6 children, and I actually received these pills from my good friend Jalita. We're in another business together. And I didn't give them to myself. I gave them to my father. My father is on dialysis, kidney dialysis. And for the first time in 8 years, after him just taking it for 1 month, actually it's less than that, it was about 2 weeks, his labs balanced out across the board. And if anybody who knows about dialysis, that's almost an impossibility to do. And ever since he's been taking, he's been out about 3 months now. And every month it gets better and better and better. And it's pretty amazing to see my 87-year-old father have a spark of life again. And that's an amazing thing. I am also
87-year-old father, 8 years of dialysis, and he's got a spark again. I mean, she's noticing a physical manifestation of the difference that his body feels, but also his labs, she said, balanced out across the board. That's after 8 years and doing dialysis and with an 87-year-old father. So it's pretty incredible what can happen. I've got another one that I want to share, and I don't know. I just feel prompted that I need to pull up Miss Connie-Jo Kirk and share her with everybody here today. We actually met Connie-Jo in just outside of Austin, Texas. 'Cause she actually owns her own barbecue dressing. Anyway, the stuff you pour on meat. she owns her own company, but you just have to see what the micro daily did for her. So let me pull her on over here. 1 second.
My name is Connie-Jo Kirk, and I'm a victim of Scarlet Fever at the age of 4, and I think I was about 6 months when I had another fever. Oh, as a result, Scarlet Fever ruined my body. It scarred my organs and intestines and so forth, and my hearing cavities, collapsed eustachian canals. I've had 9 surgeries. I've been through a windshield. I've been temporarily paralyzed. I've had growth after growth taken out. I have a perforated hole in my eardrum, 45%. And like I said, collapsed eustachian canals. Half of my thyroid's gone, 2 of my parathyroid, 1 of my 5 lymphatic glands gone. My adenoids and tonsils are gone. My heart, lungs, everything is scarred. In fact, I couldn't have children because my fallopian tubes and so forth were severely scarred. I have hearing loss. I have severe osteoarthritis. I've had knee surgery, feet, and everything. I've been on MMF for a week and a half. I had severe Charlie horses that would wake me up in the night. I would get up and go to the bathroom 7 to 9 times a night. Bladder would barely make it. And I had my ear, nose, and throat doctor wanted to test me for sleep apnea, all kinds of things. Been on MMF. I sleep all night. I think I get up maybe once or twice. My leg cramps, the Charlie horses started pulling away. I'm walking without a cane. I'm walking faster. I used to have trouble trying to get up out of a chair. I had to wiggle my feet and shake my legs to get the circulation back so that I could stand up. When I would walk, it felt as though I was walking on air. My legs were so shaky. Now I'm practically running. I'm doing things that I never thought I could do. My hearing is getting better. I went to my bedroom to get something a while ago and freshen up. Left my glasses on the counter and started in here without glasses, I wasn't even blinking. My eyes weren't blurry. They weren't, you feel funny when you have your glasses off. Now, I just put them on because I paid a lot of money for them. Now, I expected to not be using them hopefully in about 3 months. My blood pressure seems to have gone down. I'm not having as much trouble with my cholesterol. I have acid reflux. Haven't had an incident since I've started on MMF. But I tell you, I prayed for this and God answered my prayer.
Well, I just, I never get tired of hearing experiences about the product and what it's doing for people's lives.
Jeff, that's
just,
phenomenal.
Yeah.
She has all kinds of internal organ issues, and putting nutrition in the body would have that kind of an effect. That's phenomenal. So thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely. And we actually followed up with you just about 3 weeks ago to see kind of where where she was, what was going on, kind of, touch base with her. And she has not skipped a beat as far as ordering her own product and for a couple of family members consistently, because she says, I feel a difference when I run out of it. And she says, if you're not running out before the end of the month, you're not taking it right. And so she's been very fastidious about making sure that her subscription is there every month because she really depends on it. So and interesting, and I can tell you this was almost 6 years ago because she was still referring to it as MMF. That's what we had on the box. That's what we had on the side of the van. This is a piece of military history. What I'm holding up here in front of you is the way that this product was built. It was built with a purpose in mind, and that was to protect and to sustain the U.S. troops. What you're looking at here, it actually says military micronutrient formulation on the spine. We had shortened it up to MMF, but this is designed to be carried right on the person of the individual who was with the U.S. military. I'm going to base several of my next few comments off of this publication. It's called the New Science Brochure, but I'm going to go through several of these pages here with you, right up and including some of Dr. Prasad's books and the proof that is behind all of this. So those of you who don't have a copy of this yet in your possession, please get back with the individual who invited you on to this evening's call and ask for a digital PDF. So it's just like a digital copy that you can thumb through yourself. You can follow right along with me. What I want to do is just pull that up onto the screen for us right now as we get underway here with the educational part of the presentation this evening. This is the cover of that booklet. It says the world's most scientifically validated micronutrient supplements. The very first page we come to, this is actually page 2 and page 3 as we open it up. It says made to protect, built to sustain. Not just to protect, but also to sustain our troops. The U.S. military asked Dr. Kedar Prasad, PhD, the world's foremost expert on micronutrition and supplementation, to develop a supplement that could provide a singular daily source of nutritional defense and nourishment for U.S. troops. When did this happen? It's the very next page. There's a timeline that is included in this booklet. You can see there in 2001, the first little dot on the timeline, it says the Department of Defense asks Dr. Prasad for help. Then you go through a couple of the other highlights, safety tests, animal studies, human clinical trials, and veteran clinical trials. Actually, MicroDaily was approved in 2006. But if you look at that timeline, when did this begin? It was over 20 years ago. Why did the military reach out to Dr. Kedar Prasad? Right here, we have it. This is page 6 and 7 in the booklet, the man behind MicroDaily. Now, I'm going to have Dr. Prasad introduce himself in a video that we have created. It is narrated, but in the middle of it, you get to meet Dr. Prasad and understand what set his feet in this purposeful pathway. Where did this desire to help others come from? And we're gonna get that in a video. I want to point out that the accolades here, the green letters just opposite his picture, says the world's first radiation biologist, PhD. So back in 1963, he was the world's first. Before I share the video with you, I just want to state that it's about 7 minutes long, just a skosh over that. But in that 7 minutes, we're going to find out how Dr. Prasad's research that happened over 20 years ago has been fast forwarded to what we're facing today, the battle that we are doing every day, because the world has changed over the last 20 years. In fact, that's the name of this video. I'll see you in about 7 minutes, and we'll fill in some of the details after you get a chance to meet Dr. Prasad. So here it is. This is Our World Has Changed.
Our world has changed. Old answers to new problems are no longer good enough. Having a strong and healthy immune system is more important now than ever before. Invisible threats to our immune system are all around us. Some of these threats are natural, but many are not. Technology and advancement do not come without a price. Modern technology has provided answers to problems, but in many cases, it has become the problem. One new technology that will impact all of us is 5G. It's a powerful new technology with many benefits, but along with these benefits, there may also be great risks to our health. How much risk to our health does 5G represent? Big business says none at all. But many experts are raising an alarm to the fact that 5G is a big experiment in human health, and we are the guinea pigs. They told us tobacco was safe and not to worry about radiation from their nuclear bomb testing. The truth is, their interests do not align with ours. Important scientific evidence indicates that 5G EMF radiation could be very harmful to our health. Here are a few facts that big business will not tell you. Did you know that 5G emits EMF radiation that can be 700 times more powerful than early cell phone networks? More than 500 studies have found that exposure to EMF radiation is harmful to our health. And these studies were done before 5G existed. The International EMF Scientist Appeal, which calls for stronger exposure limits to EMF radiation, was signed by over 240 leading scientists in the field. The World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer classified EMF radiation as possibly cancerous to humans back in 2011. Other studies have shown that 5G radiation can damage our DNA, compromise our immune systems, cause fatigue, inflammation, headaches, brain fog, sleep abnormalities, depression, and many other health issues. The reality of this new world we live in is that it will be virtually impossible to avoid daily exposure to 5G EMF radiation. 5G is here to stay, and it could chip away at our immune systems and our health if we are not prepared. In 1945, the United States dropped atomic bombs on Japan, demonstrating the horrors of radiation damage. The world was changed forever. But from the ashes grew a consciousness that touched a young boy in India named Kedar Prasad.
Born in 1935, and in a way in a small village under British occupation, because at that time British was ruling India. When I was in India, at that time there was a Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombing, and a lot of people got killed. So I thought that I should develop some product which can save people from radiation damage. So I decided to study radiation biology and came to the United States, University of Iowa, Iowa City, to study that. And that was the only program in the whole world on radiation program and in PhD. And I finished in 3 years.
Dr. Prasad went on to become the world's first radiation biologist and one of the world's most published professors and researchers on nutrition and human health. The determination and volume of work from this remarkable man set the stage for what was to come next. In 2001, Marine Corps Systems Command approached Dr. Prasad with a problem. Active troops were 4 times more likely to contract illness and disease. Working with the Department of Defense, NASA, and a team of independent scientists and researchers, Dr. Prasad led the charge to create a powerful supplement to protect the soldiers from the inside out. After 6 years of intense efforts, with congressional funding and over $24 million invested, and after 14 clinical trials, a powerful new supplement called Military Micronutrient Formulation, or MMF, was ready for the world.
So this is a powerful product that we have developed, which not only improves the health of the people, but also protect against the radiation damage, UV damage, and also environmental stressor that we already face. So this is a powerful product that we developed, and it took a long time to develop.
As the world's first radiation biology PhD recipient, who holds the only known patent for micronutrient protection from radiation, Dr. Prasad is uniquely qualified to develop an answer to the threat of 5G EMF radiation. It is his life work. Dr. Prasad has taken his original MMF formulation and enhanced it with 4 new ingredients to combat the effects of radiation. He also added methylated folic acid and vitamin B12 to enhance absorption and effectiveness. This new product is a patent-pending supplement called MicroDaily EMF Radiation Defense. It has all of the powerful benefits of the original U.S. military formulation that promotes our body's optimal immune system and anti-inflammation response. But in addition, it includes the added strength to defend and protect your body against the new threats of 5G EMF radiation. Our health is by far the biggest determining factor to our overall state of well-being. More than wealth, more than job satisfaction, our health is key to living a full life. Built upon the foundation of Dr. Prasad's scientific authority and his impeccable character, with years and volumes of research and clinical testing, this unique product is the answer to the dangers of the new world. The world has indeed changed. 5G is the new reality. A compromised immune system has greater risk to our health than ever before. Each of us has a decision to make. Do nothing, or we can face the dangers of this new world with a stronger immune system and protection from the inside out with MicroDaily EMF.
Isn't that incredible? I'm going to make a claim here. I've probably watched that video more than anybody else has watched it, because I get a chance to share the significance of the MicroDaily product in a setting like this. We call them virtual in-home presentations. Some of you are in your homes. We could have people in their cars. We could have people at their offices. But this is an opportunity to share something that nobody else has access to. It's absolutely incredible. There in the narrative, the narrator talks about how Dr. Prasad's formulations were created to work from the inside out with the military. And let me just give you one instance of that. We're going to go once again into this publication. For any of those of you that are on here that don't have a copy of it, get back with the individual who invited you on and ask them to send you a PDF copy. You could be looking at it as we finish up today's presentation. But let me just go back into that quickly. This is where I had left you, the man behind MicroDaily. What I want to do, though, is jump right towards the, well, you know what? Let me do this first. I'm going to go to the middle of this booklet. This would be page 14 and 15. And it says CQF is what sets us apart. There are people that are, well, they'll be on a call like this and they'll say, well, I've got a high quality supplement. It's from a very reputable company, but CQF and this seal that is on every one of Dr. Prasad's products along with his name is significant. C stands for the right combination of ingredients. The Q is the right quantity of these ingredients. And that's not just how much of one they have in here, but the ratio of one ingredient to another, and then in the right form of these ingredients. Over there on the right-hand side, you can see it says combination, quantity, and form in green. I want to point out another way that you can differentiate this between everything else that's out there on the market in the form of a multiple vitamin. And it has to do with another combination. In the black letters in bold, it says never combine vitamin C with copper, manganese, or iron. Dr. Prasad's products do not combine vitamin C with copper, manganese, or iron in the same capsule. Scientists have known for many years that combining these ingredients causes a chemical reaction that creates free radicals, which are the enemies of our health. If you need to take iron, take it 2 hours before or after taking microdaily. So as I jump towards the end of this booklet, and this is where we'll finish up this portion, it has to do with Dr. Prasad's science. On the right hand of this page, on page 29, you're seeing in green all of the US supporting patents. These are already patents that have been issued. And it's pretty incredible when we actually have a patent. It's patent number 7605145. It's down there at the bottom. It says micronutrient formulation for the treatment of diabetes mellitus. I already have on this call mentioned that we are not here to diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any diseases. Well, why can I just make that statement here, treatment of diabetes, because that is the way the patent actually reads with Dr. Prasad's name at the top of it. Now, back to the video where the narrator talked about protection from the inside out. I'm going to zoom in onto the left-hand side, and we're going to pay attention to this rabbit radiation internal organ protection study. This study, Dr. Prasad and his team actually teamed up with the Johnson Space Center down in Houston, Texas, because that's where NASA is. NASA is the only government entity that can contain and work with the type of radiation that they wanted to protect the military from. This is ionizing radiation, like nuclear radiation. Well, during the study, they took 2 rabbits as close to the same age and weight and characteristics as possible. They were going to subject, in fact, they did subject them to a lethal dose of ionizing radiation. But 1 hour before that dose of ionizing radiation, they gave one rabbit a placebo dose, and the other rabbit got the antioxidants in microdaily in its dose 1 hour before the radiation event. Now I'm going to have you take a look at those 2 pictures, and which one do you think? Well, it says placebo underneath the one that the lung tissue. It doesn't even look like lung tissue. It looks like a piece of liver, but that's lung tissue, charred, burnt, shriveled up to about 1/3 of the size, as compared to the rabbit lung tissue that was extracted from the rabbit that had microdaily in its system 1 hour before radiation. Now, during the autopsy, they really couldn't ask the rabbits whether they felt any different. They both died. There was no communicating with them, but by pulling out the lung tissue and looking at the difference in just their composition and color, yeah, there was definitely some raised eyebrows that day as to the power of the microdaily. So I find myself at times when people are taking it, and what one dose they may not feel. They may not feel anything for 3 hours, or it might even 3 days. But I know, and it had been demonstrated multiple times, because it wasn't just sheep and rabbits that they used, but they also used fruit flies and mice, and there were 7 animal studies. So pretty incredible before they moved on to the human pieces of it. And I'll tell you what, one of those, let me just zoom in on it here again. This was DNA protection and repair, and it was done with CAT scan patients. So these are patients that were normally scheduled to have a CAT scan. And so they did similarly to what they did with the rabbits. They gave them a dose of the microdaily right before they had the radiation that comes from getting a CAT scan. And I don't know, something I'll just point out to you. This has been mentioned before, but the amount of radiation that happens during a CAT scan is the equivalent to 200 chest x-rays. So they're not going to share that with you. They're just going to say, oh, we got to get a CAT scan. Oh, we got to get a CAT scan. Another significant indication as to the amount of radiation that a CAT scan gives you is that a nuclear plant worker, somebody that their profession is to work at a nuclear plant, has their name badge on and has a little dosimeter underneath it. And so every day at work, they have to have that badge on, and it just tracks how much radiation they have been subjected to over the last year. And they start these new every year so that they're monitoring how much radiation these workers are getting. Well, I'm telling you that if that radiation worker was to wear his little name badge in that had the dosimeter, and they were to do 2 CAT scans, they legally could not return to work because they would have reached their maximum allotment of radiation. So I am grateful that we have the microdaily available to us today. It's helping out many people's lives. It's hope in a bottle, because what we're fighting up against, nobody else is addressing it the way that we are. There's some products out there on the market that you can plug in and you can stick on the back of your phone and you can wear, but Dr. Prasad's formula have been proven. Over 20 years ago, this started, and now it's ready for us today. And so I'm excited that you're here. I'm going to stick around for a little bit longer. Jonathan, I've seen that you've opened your microphone again. I've just taken off my spotlight, but are there questions from anybody, or do we have anybody on here just with the 10 of us that has had an experience with the microdaily that they would like to share? And I'll tell you, somebody is probably waiting to hear your experience. And so if you feel like you need to say something, do that. Turn on your microphone and just share with us what microdaily, any of the products have done for you in your life. I know Jonathan and I could continue to go. Go ahead.
You extend an invitation to Mamie Nesbitt to share her story.
Mamie, there you go. Fantastic.
I've shared my story many a times, but recently I have this one young lady that purchased a product. She's a friend of my daughter, and she purchased a product, and she was suffering with high blood pressure. And she went to the doctor and she showed him the microdaily, and he told her to stop taking it. But he put her on like 2 different high blood pressure medications. Well, just recently, she told me that she started back taking her microdaily. I told her before, I said, I can't tell you not to take the product if your doctor told you not to. I said, but the product is not going to interfere with your medication. I gave her the whole song and dance. So, but she listened to her doctor. But earlier this year, around March, April, she decided to get back on her microdaily. She still had some, so she decided to get back on it and start taking it. And every other day she would text me, and she told me how she was doing. She said that she was going to try getting back on the microdaily, try eating right. And within a week or so, her numbers changed. She still didn't tell me to order the microdaily for her because she had some left. But today I got a text message from her, and she got the collagen when it first came out. But the microdaily, she said she had some and she would wait. But today she texted me and said, please get my subscription back. My high blood pressure is great. The numbers are great without the medication from the doctor, but with the microdaily. So she was ecstatic about that. And then I had another young man who was rushed to the hospital 2 weeks ago because of high blood pressure, diabetes, and he actually lost his sight. He was on his way home from work and just couldn't see. So they made an announcement about him being sick. So I called him on Friday. Make a long story short, I called him and I told him I was going to bring some microdaily over to him. I told him I had something that would help him and I wanted to bring it over to him. And he was like, please bring what I need help. So I took some samples of the microdaily to him. And within a couple of days, he called me and he was like, I don't know what's in those pills. He said, but my eyesight, I can see. He was so excited that he could see. He said, I have got to get this this micro daily stuff you're talking about. So he told me he was gonna get the product, but a few days went by and I didn't hear from him. And so on Sunday, he called me and he said, I've been so busy, I haven't been able to get back, over to order my products. I told him we could do it online, but he was like, no, I want my products, but you have a little more I can use into my income. So I said, sure. So at 10:30 Sunday night, my doorbell rang and he was there. He had his card he said, here's my credit card. I want my micro daily. I don't want it to get out of my system. And he's doing excellent, just doing really great. So I just rather share something of someone else. I've had great results, but those are new results from 2 clients, 2 preferred customers.
Wow. Well, thank you. Maybe that's amazing. And you're out there just consciously caring about others. So I've got somebody else here that's on the line, Dr. Diane Chapman. And Diane, I did a Zoom for you and a relative of yours that was sitting on the couch the other night. And the next day you guys were going to run off and do the theme park. Do you have the ability to come on and just talk a little bit about what his experience was with just 1 day's worth of dose, and then what happened over the next couple of days as you guys continued to vacation together? Do you have the ability to come on and share with us?
I am not in a position to do that right now because of the noisiness. And I'm telling everybody to be quiet, but I will say this real quickly. His order was ordered today. So he is in the system as a preferred customer and having some outstanding results.
Wow. That's all we needed, Dr. Diane. Thank you. And it was an honor of mine to be there. I know it was pretty late for you in Florida, time my schedule freed up, but I really enjoyed answering the questions and going over the concerns, because that's what these are all about. This opportunity for us to get together and just openly share and discuss and talk about is, I really think, what the magic of Micro Daily and Engage Global has become, is just these open forum meetings. So are there questions from anybody else? Do you have any other comments? I mean, there's still just the 10 of us on. It's a smaller group, but both Jonathan and I are here as a resource to you. Go ahead, Errol.
I just have a statement. I noticed that my latest order of Micro Daily EMF, that the heading has changed on it from radiation to enhanced formula.
Okay. Interesting. Enhanced formula. All right. Well, so what we had, and thank you. I didn't know that was already going to show up. That tells you how fast we're going through the product. But we were having some issues with individuals trying to fit, well, which product should I take? Which product works for this, and which product works for that? And so as a leadership growth team, we got together and thought, well, why not make that one the enhanced formula? So this is the top product, and the enhanced formula takes all of the others and wraps it into the main one, versus this just being, for a lot of people, they thought this was only for the radiation defense. And so it was more just to kind of streamline our SKUs. What do you think? Was that a move in the right direction? Sure. Or do you think it needed to say radiation defense at the top of it?
No, I personally, I like when it says enhanced formula, because you have original Micro Daily, then you have the methylated. Now it's enhanced formula. So it shows a progression of formulation.
Thank you. That Errol, that's what we were trying to convey. But it makes the video not really a little obsolete, but we've got to point out that this still is the Micro Daily EMF, but up there at the top, instead of saying it radiation defense, because that's the EMF is radiation. So thank you for concurring with us. And it's just like I said, trying trying to tighten up our SKUs and make it a better presentation so that people don't feel like they've got to have one of every bottle.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. That's a great comment. Any questions that you have, and what's your experience, Errol?
Mine?
Do you want to? Yeah.
I said it a few weeks ago. After being on the enhanced formula, what I had was a fatty growth below my waist and on my back, below my waist. And after about 3 or 4 days of taking the enhanced formulation, it started to irritate, which I thought was okay, because I had the fatty tissue before in my upper back, and that had to be surgically removed in the doctor's office where they drained it. But what I had below my waist, it started to irritate, and little by little, within a week and a half, about 2 weeks, it started to drain on its own. And long story short, right now, it's totally gone. There is no pain. There is no growth. I'm normal. Everything is normal. And I could only attribute it to the microdaily, the EMF, the enhanced formulation now, because and I think it's working on other things within my body. I think someone made a comment a few meetings ago about they were doing some sort of tile work or whatever, and because of taking the formulation, they started to have things come out of their skin, so to speak. This was a few meetings ago. Well, I know years ago, as a child, I had my hand, I stuck it in lye, floor lye. That's all acid. I didn't know as a child. And every year, my hand would strip. After taking the formulation, my hand started to strip. It usually stripping about every January for years. It started to strip, and then it cleared up itself. There's no more skin that's dry skin. There's nothing. I looked at it the other day, and I'm going, there's nothing here to say that I have some abnormality, as I would call it, with dry skin or stripping skin that would have to come off. So it worked from the inside out. It has cleansed whatever it was on the inside for all these years. So I'm good. I'm good. I appreciate what it's doing for me, and that's for me. So I don't know what it might do for anyone else, but it's doing that for me.
Wow. Hey, well, I'm glad I took Jonathan's cue, and he always kind of digs a little deeper and just saying, so what you're really trying to say is, Errol, you had more things going on. And so thank you for suggesting that could be some benefits that you're receiving. Wow. Thank you. Anyone else? We still have just a minute or two left. We've got to go, but anyone else like to come on and share their experience, or do you have a question? Just open up your microphone. We'll see you. It'll pop you up to the top. Anyone else? Questions? This is a fantastic time to be involved in the history of the world and what we've got access to. Great month because it's triple bonuses. So, yeah, go ahead, Dolores. You want to just go ahead and unmute yourself? Yes, there you go.
Well, like Mamie, I have so many things I could say about microdaily for myself and my family. It has done excellent to the point that basically everybody in my family takes microdaily and get good results. My husband and I had the experience of fighting COVID when it first came on the scene. We didn't know it was COVID at first, but we found out we had it, but we didn't have to go to the doctor. We had all the symptoms, but we just loaded up on the microdaily hydro. to the point of probably taking like maybe anywhere from 8 to 10 packs per day. Rested a lot, and we did well. But recently I had one affiliate. She's been taking macrodaily for a few years now because she has cancer. She had cancer, but recently she started to use the iBoost. So she called me 2 days ago. She was driving, and she said, "Ms. LeVat," she said, "tell me why I'm driving down this road. I'm seeing all these letters, and I can read, and I don't have my glasses on." So she started to laugh because she wanted me to know that her iBoost was working. And she has convinced her husband. She was telling him her experience with the iBoost along with the macrodaily. At first, he was kind of hesitant, but now she has him also taking the vitamins along with the iBoost. And we're looking forward to her very soon getting with you all, trying to get a group of people together. That's how excited she is about macrodaily, and especially the iBoost and brain boost.
Well, that is fantastic, Dolores. Absolutely amazing experiences, and you're one that has been here for quite a while. You started right out really capitalizing on the commissions that are available for preferred customers, and so you're one of those in the company that has enjoyed an every month residual income because of your care for others and you getting those individuals on a subscription. So, I mean, what do you think that's been worth to you over the years of just caring about others and having them be your preferred customers?
Well, first of all, it makes you feel good when you know you're doing something to help someone, because we realize that we all are sick and we all need macrodaily. Most of us just don't know that we need it. So it has been, satisfying in that way, but it also has been satisfying in a monetary way because at first I said I didn't want to really do a whole lot with macrodaily. I wasn't looking to make a lot of money because I just didn't have the time, and it really doesn't take a whole lot of time. It just takes the interest and just being persistent and being genuine. You genuinely have to care about people, and you let them know, because you're gonna have a lot of people that don't want to, they won't listen, but the ones that will, and you just keep trying. You keep trying, and so it has helped out. It helps out because now I know that I have this residual income coming in, and I can continue to get vitamins for my husband, myself, or for other family members if I need to, and not just in a monetary benefit for myself, but to also have affiliates like Mamie Nesbitt and others that are benefiting as well from taking the product and from having a residual income. So it has been a lot. I really appreciate Engage Global. I appreciate Jonathan Jones for insisting that I do something with the product. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate you as well for helping out whenever I need you.
Absolutely, yeah. And Jonathan convinced you just need to hold that position for him.
Yeah.
Just do this. If you'll just do me a favor and hold that position. And so
I've been holding.
Gosh. There you go. He will. Speaking of Jonathan, he says he needed to step away for a little bit, and just asked me to go ahead and close out today. You guys, thank you for all of your time, your attention, your care to jump on these, because really, without you, we couldn't be doing this. This is an incredible opportunity, a space where you can bring individuals. I don't know how many of you were able to be on earlier today at lunchtime. Jonathan was actually Dr. Picola Roberts' guest on the Lunch and Learn. And so some of you have that link. And Jonathan he did us all very proud today with what has really brought him to this position and how comfortable he feels and how consistent the money has been with this particular opportunity. He talked about how this is a 10-year-old startup company. He says we have the stability, we have the security, we have the everything is in place now, and nobody knows about it. And so this is an absolutely incredible time. And by plugging into these meetings, bringing your guests here, we all kind of carry that load together. The testimonies that you've shared today, the information that Jonathan and I just presented is hopefully done in such a way that people will want to know more. And so that's I got to take this call. It's the next one that I'm doing. So just thank you again, everybody, for your participation this evening. And in 1/2 hour from now, this is Dr. Michelle Millen that's calling me, and we're gonna have her and Dr. Prasad on talking about the college. And so come back in a half an hour on the corporate line. That's the 291 Zoom number. So be looking for that, and hopefully we'll see you all over there in a half an hour. All right, you guys. Good night, everybody. Thanks for being on. Thanks for your participation. We'll
Good
see you in about a
night.
half hour.
Good night.
All right. Good night,
Thank you,
everybody.
Jeff. Bye.
All right.
Good night.
Appreciate the testimonies. Bye-bye.
Thank you.